Hey, 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 and welcome back to the English Coffee Talk Show, the podcast where we pull up a chair, pour ourselves something warm, and have a real, honest conversation in English. I'm Eva, and I am so happy you are here with us today. Whether you're on your morning commute, on a lunch break, or curled up on your couch with your own cup of coffee, welcome. You are exactly where you need to be.
And I'm James, your friendly neighborhood coffee enthusiast and co-host. I am so glad you joined us today because we have a really good episode lined up. But first, Eva, I need to tell you about what I'm drinking right now because I am genuinely excited about it.
Oh, here we go. Okay, James, tell me everything. What is today's coffee situation?
Okay, so I finally tried a brown sugar oat milk latte. Like everybody has been talking about these forever, and I kept saying, nah, I'm a black coffee guy. I don't need all the fancy stuff. And then my friend handed me one last Tuesday, and Eva, it changed my life. I'm not being dramatic. It genuinely changed my life.
It changed your life. Oh my goodness, that is very high praise for a latte, James.
I know, but I stand by it. There's this perfect balance of sweet and creamy, and the espresso still cuts through, and okay, I'll stop. I'll stop talking about the latte for now. But listeners, if you haven't tried one, please go try one this week and report back.
Yes, that is your homework this week, everyone. Okay, so James, before we jump into the main topic, I have to tell you something that happened to me earlier this week because it was so embarrassing and I need to get it off my chest.
Oh, yes. Okay, I love these. Tell me everything. What happened?
Okay, so you know I've been trying to cook more at home this year, right? And so on Wednesday night, I decided I am going to make homemade pasta from scratch. Flour and eggs, roll it out, the whole thing.
Oh, okay. I already sense where this might be going.
Right? So I watched YouTube videos, took notes, thought I had this. I start mixing the flour and eggs and everything looks good. And then I realize I don't own a pasta roller, not even a rolling pin. So I used a wine bottle to roll out the pasta dough.
A wine bottle, Eva? Did it work?
Kind of. It kind of worked, but then I added way too much salt to the water because one video said, salt it like the ocean, and I really committed to that. It was inedible. I ended up ordering pizza at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, no. Salt it like the ocean. I love that. That is such a relatable cooking disaster. I respect the commitment, though, honestly. You took notes, you used a wine bottle, you really went for it.
I went for it. And you know what? The pizza was great. Happy ending. But listeners, if you've ever had a funny cooking disaster, find us on social media. Search English Coffee Talk Show and share your story. We love hearing from you.
Yes, please do. That honestly made my whole day. Okay, so speaking of chaotic weeks and needing to recover from them, that is actually a perfect transition into today's topic, which I love. Today, we're talking about how to really, truly relax and unwind after a long, stressful week.
Yes, and I want to flag that word right there, unwind. We're going to be using a lot of vocabulary like this throughout the episode, and we'll explain everything as we go. That's what we do here. So to unwind, James, what does that mean to you when you hear it?
Yeah, great question. So to unwind, think of a clock spring that's been wound up super tight, right? Like all that tension. To unwind means to slowly release that tension. So when we say we need to unwind after work, we mean we need to let go of all that stress and pressure and just let yourself relax. Like after a crazy week, I like to unwind with a long walk and some music. That's unwind in a sentence.
I love that image, a wound-up spring. That's exactly what it feels like on a stressful week, right? And speaking of stressful weeks, James, let's get into it. I know you had a rough one recently. Tell us what happened.
Ah, man. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I don't even know where to begin. So I had a massive work deadline on Friday, like a presentation for a big client that I'd been preparing for weeks, and everything that could go wrong went wrong starting on Monday. So Monday morning, I wake up and my laptop, the one I do everything on, decides it wants to update.
Full system update. Takes 3 hours. 3 hours, Eva. I'm sitting there, I can't work, just watching the little loading bar.
Ah, the loading bar. That is genuinely one of the most stressful things. You can't do anything, you just have to wait.
Exactly. And so I'm already behind on Monday. Then Tuesday, I have back-to-back meetings from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. No real lunch break. I ate a granola bar at my desk and called it lunch. And by Wednesday, I could feel it. I was starting to hit a wall. Now, hit a wall, that's a really useful phrase for our listeners. When you hit a wall, it means you've reached the point where you just can't keep going at the same pace anymore. You're exhausted, mentally or physically, and you kind of just stop being productive. Like I was sitting in front of my screen at Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and I couldn't write a single sentence. I just hit a wall.
I know that feeling. And that's the beginning of what people call burnout. Burnout is when you've been under so much stress for so long that you feel completely emotionally and physically drained, like a candle burning from both ends, nothing left. It's not just being tired, it's deeper than that. Your whole system says, nope, I'm done.
That is such a perfect description, and I genuinely think I was edging toward burnout that week. Like, even small things felt overwhelming. I couldn't decide what to make for dinner. I just stood in front of the fridge for like 5 minutes and then closed it and ordered food. Again.
Oh, the staring into the fridge moment. So real. Okay, how did you actually decompress over the weekend? And decompress, great word here, similar to unwind, but a bit more specific. Think of a diver coming up from deep underwater. They have to decompress slowly. When we decompress after stress, we're allowing our mind and body to release that pressure. I spent all Saturday just decompressing. No phone, no plans, just rest.
I love that explanation. And honestly, my decompression routine is so simple, and people might laugh at me, but it works. Saturday morning, I woke up with zero alarm, just whenever my body was ready, which turned out to be like 9:30, which for me is practically sleeping until noon. I made my coffee, obviously, and I just sat outside on my little apartment balcony for like an hour. No podcast, no music, no scrolling, just the coffee and the morning air.
Okay, I love that. That sounds so peaceful. And honestly, that kind of intentional stillness is so underrated. We're always trying to fill every moment with something.
Totally. And then, okay, I'm not going to pretend I was perfectly zen all weekend. Saturday afternoon, I fully crashed on the couch and binge-watched an entire season of a show I'd been meaning to watch. And I feel no shame about that. So crash on the couch, that just means to flop down on your couch with zero energy and just stay there. You crash like you've run out of fuel. And binge watch, listeners, I'm sure many of you already know this one, but just in case, binge watching meaning watching many episodes of a TV show one after another without stopping. Like you watch 5, 6, 7 episodes in a row. Netflix has basically made this a global sport.
It really has. What show was it? I need to know.
Okay, it was a nature documentary series. I know, very exciting for a Saturday night, but honestly, watching beautiful footage of like the ocean and mountains and animals just living their lives, it was incredibly calming. My brain completely switched off from work mode. And by Sunday, I genuinely felt like a different person, like I had actually recharged.
Recharged. That's another great one, to recharge your batteries. When you recharge your batteries, you're restoring your energy, like plugging your phone in when it's at 0%. You rest, you recover, and then you're ready to go again. I spent the weekend doing nothing, and I feel totally recharged. Such a common and useful expression.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the key thing is that everyone recharges differently. Like for me, it's quiet mornings and nature documentaries. But for some people, recharging means going out and being social, dancing, seeing friends, laughing. And that's completely valid too. There's no one right way to take care of yourself. Eva, okay, I've talked a lot. Tell me about your week, because I feel like from that pasta story, yours was also a bit chaotic.
Oh, it really was. Okay, so my week. So I have this project I've been working on, a big community event that I'm helping organize. And everything was going smoothly until last Monday when the venue we had booked called me and said, sorry, we have a scheduling conflict. We need to cancel your booking with 3 weeks notice. 3 weeks.
Oh no. Oh, that is a nightmare scenario. 3 weeks is not a lot of time.
It is not. So suddenly I'm spending every spare moment calling venues, emailing people, trying to figure out logistics. And meanwhile, I still have my regular job responsibilities, right? So I'm doing two things at once all week. And on top of that, my car broke down on Wednesday. Not seriously, it was a flat tire, but it happened on the highway and I had to wait an hour for roadside assistance in the cold. I was just done after that. I was so done.
Oh man, a flat tire on the highway? That is one of those situations where you just feel so helpless. You're just standing there, can't do anything. That alone would wreck my whole day.
Right? And what got me through the whole week, the phrase is I just had to pull through. Pull through means to survive a difficult situation, to get to the other side of it, even when it feels hard. Like, it was a brutal week, but I pulled through. And I did. I found a new venue by Thursday, got everything rescheduled, and it actually might be an even better space than the original one.
See, that's amazing. And that's such a great example of pull through. You didn't give up even when everything was piling on. I love that. So, how did you take it easy that weekend? Because you clearly needed it. And actually, take it easy for our listeners. That just means to relax, to slow down, to not push yourself too hard. Someone might say to you, hey, take it easy this weekend, okay? Meaning rest, don't overdo it. It's a really warm, caring phrase.
Yes, take it easy. I love that one. It's so friendly, right? Like someone saying, hey, I care about you, slow down. And that is exactly what I did that weekend. My best friend came over on Saturday afternoon, and we did literally nothing productive. We made tea, not even coffee, just tea. We sat on my living room floor with blankets, and we just talked for 3 hours. No phones, no agenda, just real conversation.
That is so genuinely restorative. I think sometimes we forget that human connection is one of the best ways to recharge. Like a good conversation with someone you trust. It can completely shift your mood.
100%. And then Sunday, I went for a long walk in a park near my apartment, just by myself with some music playing softly. And there's something about being around trees and open sky that just resets something in your brain. I always come back from walks feeling so much clearer, like the mental fog lifts.
Mental fog. That's a great phrase too. When you're burnt out or overwhelmed, everything feels cloudy and unclear. Your thoughts don't flow properly. That's the mental fog. And yes, I totally agree. Being outside is incredible for clearing it. There's actually science behind this. Being in nature lowers your cortisol levels, which is basically your stress hormone.
Right. And I think the biggest lesson is you have to be intentional about resting. Rest doesn't happen automatically. You have to choose it and protect your downtime. Otherwise, even on the weekend, you're answering emails and planning the next week, and you never really decompress. You just carry the stress forward. And that's how burnout really sets in.
That is such a good point. And I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with, especially people who are ambitious, who care a lot about their work or their studies. There's this idea that if you're resting, you're wasting time. But actually, rest is productive. Rest is what allows you to perform at your best when you do work. And I think that applies to language learning too, right, Eva? Like, sometimes the best thing you can do for your English is to just watch a show in English, listen to a podcast, have a relaxed conversation without the pressure of studying. Let the language wash over you in a comfortable way.
Oh, I completely agree. And honestly, that's part of why we made this show. A podcast where you can just listen, enjoy, and absorb English naturally. Not like a textbook, like a real conversation. Because that's how language actually lives and grows.
Exactly. And you know what? I think that also ties back to self-compassion, which is huge. Whether it's relaxing after a hard week or learning a new language, don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing the work. You showed up. You pressed play today. That counts for a lot. And I think that's a great note to start wrapping up on. Shall we do our vocab recap, Eva?
Yes, let's do it. Vocab recap. Let's go over the key words and phrases from today's episode. First one, to unwind. To unwind means to relax and release stress after a tense or busy period. Example, After a long day of meetings, I like to unwind by reading a book.
Next one, to recharge your batteries. This means to rest and recover so that your energy comes back. Example, I spent the whole weekend doing nothing and I feel completely recharged, ready for the week. You can say recharge your batteries or just recharge. Both work perfectly.
Love it. Next, burnout. Burnout is a state of complete mental and emotional exhaustion, usually from too much stress over a long period. Example, she was working 12-hour days for months and eventually experienced burnout. She had to take a week off just to recover. It's a really important word because recognizing burnout is the first step to addressing it.
Great one. Okay, binge watch. To binge watch means to watch multiple episodes of a TV show in one sitting, one after another. Example, I binge watched the whole first season in one weekend. It was so good I couldn't stop. Very common, very modern phrase. And totally guilt-free if you ask me.
Fully guilt-free. Okay, one more from me. Take it easy. This means to relax, slow down, not push yourself too hard. It's also something you say to someone as a friendly goodbye or a way of telling them to rest. Example, you've been working so hard. Just take it easy this weekend, okay? It's warm, it's caring, it's such a lovely phrase.
And bonus phrase from today, hit a wall. When you hit a wall, it means you've run out of energy or motivation and can't keep going. Example, I was studying for 5 hours straight and then I just hit a wall. I couldn't absorb any more information. So useful, especially for students.
Perfect. Okay, and that brings us to the end of today's episode of the English Coffee Talk Show. James, this was such a good one. I genuinely enjoyed this conversation.
Same. I always love the episodes where we just get to talk about real life stuff, you know? It feels very us. And to everyone listening, thank you. Seriously. Whether this is your first episode or your 50th, we are so glad you're here.
Yes, and if you loved today's episode, and we really hope you did, please, please, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss a morning coffee chat with us. We release new episodes every single week, and we would absolutely love for you to be part of our little community.
And turn on notifications, because that way, as soon as a new episode drops, your phone will let you know and you can listen with your morning coffee. Just like we intended. Also, if you're feeling generous, leaving us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform means the world to us. It helps other English learners find the show and join our community. It takes about 30 seconds, and it genuinely makes a huge difference. We read every single review, and they make us so happy.
And if you have a topic you'd love for us to cover or a question about English, send it to us. We love hearing from listeners, and we might turn your question into a whole episode. All right, everyone, that is a wrap for today. Take care of yourself this week. Unwind, recharge your batteries, and if things get stressful, you've got this. Pull through. We believe in you.
From me, James, and from Eva, thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. We'll see you right back here next time. Same cozy coffee shop, same good conversation.
Until next time, keep your cup full, keep your curiosity alive, and keep talking in English. Bye, everyone.